we will thoroughly examine how China aims to dominate the global EV market with its so-called dark factories, fully automated production facilities, and the potential impacts this could have on the world economy. This video not only covers production techniques, but also delves into global competition, trade wars, and shifts in economic power dynamics. To avoid missing out on this valuable information, and to continue receiving content that will shape your financial future, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring this revolution to a wider audience. China has long held the title of the world's factory, but this image is now changing. The traditional advantage of cheap labor is evolving due to rising costs and rapid technological advancements. Now, the spotlight is on production facilities known as dark factories, which seem as though they've been pulled straight from science fiction films. These factories operate in dimly lit or even completely dark environments, where hundreds of robots work around the clock without any human involvement. It is precisely this automation revolution that forms the cornerstone of China's strategy to establish absolute dominance in the electric vehicle (EV) market. For decades, the secret behind China's manufacturing power was, without a doubt, cheap and abundant labor. However, in recent years, labor costs have risen at a pace far exceeding expectations in the West. For a factory owner, this has made finding new ways to reduce production costs a necessity. At this point, automation emerged as the inevitable and most obvious solution. The dizzying advancements in robotics technology are precisely what made the birth of these dark factories possible. One of the most striking examples of this automation wave is ZEEKR, a Chinese luxury EV manufacturer founded in 2021. Producing vehicles priced as high as $125,000, ZEEKR has already reached an annual production capacity of 300,000 vehicles, over 800 per day, at its flagship factory in northeast China. These figures are truly impressive, as it took a global giant like Tesla more than a decade to reach similar production levels, while ZEEKR accomplished this in just a few years. The secret behind this achievement lies in its high level of automation. For ZEEKR, robotization offers a dual advantage. While automation takes production speed and efficiency to unprecedented levels, there are still certain areas where the human touch remains indispensable. For example, meticulous tasks such as assembling the vehicle's complex wiring systems still require human skill. Additionally, human teams enter the factories for critical duties such as the maintenance and repair of robots. However, ZEEKR's primary goal is to continuously increase the level of automation to deliver vehicles to customers even faster. This vision allows the company to consistently strengthen its competitive edge. Made in China 2025 vision. ZEEKR is only one part of China's automation revolution. According to 2023 data from the International Federation of Robotics, 1 out of every 2 industrial robots installed worldwide found its place in China. This shows that China's level of robotization has increased 7-fold since 2015. Driving this rise is President Xi Jinping's Made in China 2025 initiative, launched in 2015. This ambitious plan aims to transform China's image from the world's factory into that of an innovative manufacturing power. One of the main goals of Made in China 2025 is to enable China to produce more of the products it needs domestically. At the same time, it aims to elevate its level of technological advancement to a point where dependence on the US and Western countries is minimized, or even entirely eliminated. A part of this vision was for robots to play a much larger role in the Chinese economy. Now we see that this goal has largely been realized, and China has not only achieved the capacity to sustain its domestic market, but also to export to global markets. Alarm bells are ringing for Western automotive giants. China's massive EV push, fueled by state-backed cheap loans and subsidies, is seen by some American automakers as an existential threat to the industry. With a country like China increasingly automating a large portion of its automotive industry, its production capacity is considered to be virtually sky high. If this results in a flood of EVs or other vehicles entering global markets, it will drive prices down significantly, putting Western automakers in a difficult position. Established Western companies like Ford and GM have been forced to scale back their ambitious EV expansion plans, unlike their Chinese rivals. The primary reasons include high battery costs and the slow development of EV charging infrastructure. Additionally, labor costs and strict labor laws in the West are significant disadvantages faced by the US. Compared to Western countries, China has far fewer labor regulations and no obligation to deal with labor unions. This allows them to implement automation processes with far fewer obstacles. However, China's EV market is also highly crowded, and rapid robotization is further intensifying this competition. Chinese companies produce more EVs than all other automakers worldwide combined. Despite this, Western countries' concerns over Beijing's EV expansion are keeping Chinese brands largely out of their markets. Trade wars and political tensions pose a significant barrier to China's ability to seamlessly distribute this massive production capacity across global markets. Even countries with friendly relations with China, such as Brazil, the Middle East, Africa, and Southeast Asia, fear that their local industries could be crushed under a flood of Chinese products. If automation enables China to produce even faster and push out more products, this political issue could potentially grow even larger. As a result, most of these vehicles produced in China are currently being sold domestically, creating a massive issue of overcapacity for the industry. However, this does not shake the confidence of companies like ZEEKR in China's domestic consumption capacity. They believe the domestic market will be able to absorb this massive production. If you enjoyed this in-depth analysis, please remember to like the video, share your thoughts with us in the comments, and subscribe to our channel to be part of this financial revolution. Your engagement helps make this community even stronger. See you in our next video, and we wish you success on your financial journey.